One of the big name targets the Broncos may have been looking at in free agency is officially off the board. This is your Denver Sports Daily for March 17th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Cooper Kupp was one of the biggest names on the list of wide receiver free agents this offseason, and over the weekend, he signed with the Seattle Seahawks. There's a lot of speculation on whether or not the Broncos were even looking at grabbing him, but now he's officially off the board. He's off the list. He's not going to be brought onto this team. Now, Kupp has been dealing with injuries over the past couple of years, but before that, he was a top 3 receiver in the league, winning the Triple Crown, Super Bowl MVP, and notching 1,000 yards in 2021 alone. Obviously, a historic season for Kupp. Unfortunate that the Broncos couldn't have brought him in, but still, maybe it's a good idea. He wasn't performing at the same level that he once was. Now, while Kupp wouldn't have been brought the same offensive firepower he once had to the Broncos, again, it would have been nice to have a veteran leader and a true wide receiver one on this team. Now, he signed to Seattle on a 3-year, $45 million deal with hopes to fill the role of the recently traded DK Metcalf. The Seahawks are doing something. They're building something over in Seattle. They've cleared out everybody that they don't need anymore. They got rid of DK. They got rid of Geno. They got rid of Tyler Lockett. They're really rebuilding. They're doing something. And Cooper Kupp is a great player, but why would you get rid of DK Metcalf just to bring in Cooper Kupp, who is not performing at even the same level as DK and even the same level he used to 3 years ago? Again, it would have been a good pickup overall. I would have liked the signing if the Broncos could have brought him onto this team, but I understand it. He's older. He's injured. He's missed 18 games in the past 3 years. It's just not the kind of performances and outings that you want for somebody that's supposed to be your wide receiver one. So I get it. I get the Broncos passing on him, but again, getting big names in free agency, this is the time to do it for the Broncos. And so far, they've done a really good job. Now, moving on, the Nuggets took a terrible loss to one of the worst teams in the leagues this season. And worst team is not an overstatement. They are the second worst team in the NBA. I'm talking about the Washington Wizards. They have been the laughingstock of the league for the past several years. But on Saturday night, the joke was on us. Not only did the Nuggets blow a 16-point lead, but they lost on a game-winning 35-foot three-pointer from Jordan Poole. C&M hit that 35-foot three-pointer and then turning around and doing his pool party celebration. I wanted to punch my TV. And as if it couldn't get any worse, Nikola Jokic had to put up 40 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists, only to lose 126-123. Never going to be great. Never going to be great, especially when the MVP race with him and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is so tight. I'm looking on Instagram, I'm looking on Twitter. Everything is just using this to discredit Nikola Jokic. And I don't get it. He's putting up 40 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists. That's a Sombor triple-double. He's one stat away. It's not on him. When does it move from being on Nikola Jokic to on his teammates? All this did was prove that he is the MVP. Look what Nikola Jokic has to do only to lose. 4 Nuggets had over 20 points. That's Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and Russell Westbrook, but they still, again, couldn't beat the second worst team in the league. Now, after this loss, the Nuggets fell to 3rd in the West behind only the Houston Rockets and OKC Thunder. Not great. Never great. Luckily, they've got a chance to get back tonight because it is a Nuggets game day. Tonight, the Nuggets are taking on the Golden State Warriors in their second matchup of the season. Last time these teams played each other, Nikola Jokic dropped 38 points to lead Denver to a comeback 119-115 win in early December. Again, Jokic looks to continue this MVP campaign he's on. With the numbers he's averaging right now, he should be MVP. 29 points per game, 13 rebounds per game, and 10.5 assists per game. Great stats from this guy. What can he not do? He's averaging a 30-point triple-double. Come on, guys. Clearly, the Nuggets want to get back on track after that terrible loss to the Wizards, and winning a game like this could give them a huge boost of confidence as they head towards the playoff, not only because the Warriors are a good team, but because they are right now lined up to take each other on in the first round of the playoffs. And sure, it's going to move. But hey, You want a view of it? You want to see what playoffs are going to look like? Now's the time. It's getting there. Playoffs are coming close, and the Nuggets and the Warriors would right now be facing off in the first round of the playoffs. So a win here tonight would be huge for the Nuggets. Now, they are heading into tonight's matchup as 5-point visiting underdogs, and that game will tip off at 8 p.m. It's rare to see the Nuggets as underdogs, but honestly, they deserve it after that loss to the Wizards. That's never what you want to see. They can go out and they can beat Boston and OKC, but they can't beat the Wizards. I will not get that off my brain. I'm going to be thinking about that all day. I had nightmares about it last night. Now, moving on, the Avalanche are hot. They are cooking with oil. They are cooking with grease. They are on the oven. They are going. The Avalanche got a huge overtime win against the Dallas Stars last night to win their 8th game in 9 outings. The Avs held a 3-1 lead going into the third period, and it looked like they would finish the game with that exact score, but the Stars scored 2 quick goals within 20 seconds of each other with only 6 minutes remaining in the game. They really got back up. They did. Matt Duchene was the one who ended up scoring that game-tying goal to send it to overtime. Now, luckily, Cale Makar came to play, scoring a goal only 30 seconds into overtime to win the game. This win is huge. The Stars are one of only 3 teams above the Avs in the Western Conference, and now they only have 2 points separating them. The Avs are only 2 points away from the second seed in the Western Conference. They've turned it up. This is the Avs' 8th win in 10 games with only 1 loss and 1 overtime loss in that same span. Now, the Avs do play again on Wednesday when they take on the Toronto Maple Leafs for the 2nd time this month. It's going to be fun. The Avalanche are looking great. They are heating up. This is the best I've seen them play. They've had good stretches throughout the season. January, they took a little bit of a dip. February, obviously, they had a few losses and then the Four Nations face-off. But this stretch right now, they are playing the best hockey that I've seen them play all season. I'm very excited to see what they do on Wednesday against the Maple Leafs. Now, guess what, guys? It's that time of year again when everybody's getting ready to fill out their brackets. Well, the good news for you is that you have a chance to win $5,000 if you have that winning bracket. Head to denversports.com/bracket. That's denversports.com/bracket to sign up for our 5K bracket challenge presented by Twin Peaks and Rocks Heating and Air. Entries close before the first game on March 20th. I filled out my bracket last night. I know who I got winning it all. I'm taking St. John's. I'm taking an underdog. I want them to go so far. Rick Pitino's looking great. I got St. John's going all the way. So sign up for your bracket challenge. It's going to be so much fun. This really is. I cannot wait. March Madness is it's so much fun. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Now, that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I do want to read some of your comments. Good morning, Joey. Good morning, Michael. Yo, sub. Good morning, Lawrence. Is that a concern for the Nuggets? Are you talking about the Wizards game? I'm going to assume you're talking about the Wizards game. No, it sucks. Again, you got to look. This is regular season. Losses happen. They got to win against the Lakers the night before that. Big game, big win over the Lakers. That's always fun. Jamal Murray looked clutch, hitting a game-winning shot against the Lakers, and then he almost had a game-winning or a game-tying shot. He did have a game-tying shot against the Wizards, but it was diluted because of Jordan Poole's three-point shot. But no, it's a concern kind of that they can't beat a bad team in the league. But overall, the Wizards aren't going to the playoffs. The Nuggets are. These games don't matter in the long run. It doesn't matter until you get to playoffs. Right now, the Nuggets are the 3rd seed in the West. They're looking good. They're fighting for the 2nd seed. They're not going to get the 1st seed, but they've got so much movement that they can still make. Losses like this don't matter. Really, the one problem I have with this loss is that they weren't sitting the starters. This should be a game where the bench players get a chance to show out, but no, instead they have to go out and claw tooth and nail to win against a terrible team, which they couldn't. I'd so much rather you sit Nikola Jokic, you sit Jamal Murray, you sit Michael Porter Jr., and let the other guys play. Get Zeke Naji some minutes, get Jalen Pickett some minutes. If they're really going to be playing in the playoffs, get them time right now to play 20 minutes a game. So that's where I stand on that. So no, not a huge concern, but an unfortunate loss. Now, that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I will be back with you guys again tomorrow, recapping hopefully a Nuggets win, getting back on track against the Warriors. Should be a very big game. But until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.